Well, didn't think I was going to be making this video anytime soon. What's going on, guys? It's Kyle coming back at you with another video. Been a little bit since I've updated you guys on everything, and this video may come as a surprise to some of you. And I know I made a video a month and a half ago kind of giving sort of like an honest review as to what my 1 month impressions of working at Amazon was like, what I liked about it, what I didn't like, what I thought could be better, about my experiences coming in as an area manager, and I'm leaving. I have decided to leave the company and pursue a different career path. And I'm not going to say, let me just start off by saying that I think that the position is a good one and it's great experience for people trying to get into management, whether you've been in it or whether you're new to it. But I will say there are some things about the job that I do not like. And I'll get into that here in a little bit, because I'm sure a lot of people may be surprised because I've only been with the company for about 3 months now. And, the last video got a lot of comments asking for a little bit more insight and everything like that. So I appreciate you guys for commenting and wanting to know a little bit more about the job, about working at Amazon, everything like that. But honestly, it just was not the right fit for me. And I have been wanting to get into, financial consulting or advising for a while now. I've made a couple of videos on my channel about certain things, like investments and retirement accounts, things like that. And honestly, that's kind of where my passion lies. And I had an opportunity to pursue it with a great company. And I'll make a video on that later, kind of discussing where I'll be going, what I'm going to be doing, and everything like that. But it is in that financial advising space. And I'm really excited about that. But I did want to kind of explain sort of why I'm leaving Amazon and everything like that to people who may be curious about that. To those wondering and debating the idea of potentially working for the company in a position like that. The biggest thing for me, and this wasn't really anything like with Amazon, it's just that I was trying to get into financial advising, basically. That's a huge passion of mine. I figured it'd be a great career, long-term career opportunity for myself. And that's where I see myself being long-term. So that was first and foremost. That is the one main factor that led to me leaving Amazon, or in the process of leaving. I will be leaving here in the next week or so. But that was the main thing that rationalized the decision for me. The things I want to talk about just kind of reinforce my decision. And, the biggest thing that I think, and depending on the site that you would work at, some sites are more robotic, have a lot of, new technology where you don't directly need to manage people. But at a site like mine, which was completely manual, basically everything was done by a person, was very draining in the fact that you're going to have a lot of people in the building. I had anywhere from 100 to 200 people in the building that, I was kind of responsible for. And while I do love working with people and managing people, it gets to the point where it's pretty crazy and can be very stressful. Not to mention the fact that you're not going to be necessarily working with people that are always trying to do a good job and want to progress and get better. Right. And that's something that through my first 3 months at Amazon, I just kind of got a little bit more and more frustrated with. No matter what you do, there are some people that you're just not going to be able to get to. And well, that's fine. I understand that there's just a lot of other pressures that come with that. Right. And I just felt like ultimately I wasn't really in the business of babysitting. And that's kind of what I felt like I was doing a little bit with Amazon. And I just don't think that that's really my career progression. Operations wasn't something that felt like I really wanted to do long term. And while the benefits and the money is great, I'm going to be essentially having to return a big signing bonus, giving back stock units, everything like that. So I'm giving up a lot of money to get out of this. And I think that kind of speaks to some volume there, right? Because the benefits are so great But it gets to a point where it's really just not worth it. And speaking of not worth it, my schedule has changed 3 times in the 3 months that I've been there. So I came in working 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sunday through Wednesday, and then they moved me still Sunday through Wednesday, 2 p.m. to 1 a.m. And then look at that, I got moved again, right? So I got moved 4 p.m. to 3 a.m. So they keep moving me later and later into the day, later and later into the night. I went from getting home at 7:30 to getting home at 12, 1:30, now getting home at 3 o'clock. So it's gotten to the point where it started to affect sort of my work-life balance and, just feeling kind of out of touch with everything going on with my friends and family, everyone being off on the weekends, me having to work on, at least on Sundays, and then me working for the beginning of the week and having off Thursday and Friday when no one else is off. So it really started to kind of get to me in that way, and I just needed to get to something a little bit more normal, at least for the time being. So getting to that Monday through Friday, being able to work remotely a little bit is going to be super helpful for my work-life balance as well as just mental health. I think that that's a big thing that people overlook when it comes to looking at jobs, and you may see that salary or you may see the benefits, but the toll that some of that stuff can have on your mental health is overlooked. It's overlooked, and I think that more people need to make that more of a priority when looking at a job. Especially in the market right now, there's so many job opportunities available. You can really kind of get a little bit picky. As long as you market yourself well and you have the opportunities and you're able to get out there and make these interviews and make them work and get offers, you should be able to have the opportunity to kind of pick and choose and figure out what's going to be right for you in terms of salary, but also considering mental health and work-life balance and everything like that, because it's super important. Another thing I kind of wanted to touch on was the training, and this may sound a little bit contradictory compared to what I said in my last video, where I talked about how I was pretty okay with how the training was going. Well, that opinion has changed, because after my first month and once I started feeling a little bit more comfortable with the job and felt like I could, get through a shift and I could kind of run things and manage the building on my own, the training kind of stopped at that point. And it may be different coming in as an L4 manager versus an L5, because L4s are expected to sort of have less management experience and a little bit more hands-on training and have their hand held a little bit more throughout the first few months than someone coming in L5, who will typically have a bit more experience like what I had. So I did pick up on things quicker, but still Amazon is a massive company with so much to learn, and I felt like after my first month, the training just kind of stopped. And it was really up to me to get out there and really essentially beg people to teach me new things and learn. And I'm all for, giving people the drive to go and do it themselves and figure it out and go to people and ask. But it gets to a point where it's exhausting, having to constantly reach out to everybody just to try to learn things, right? Especially after only being there for a month. So those were kind of the big things, guys. And I don't want to ramble on for too long and badmouth the company in any way, because Amazon is a fantastic company to work for. I think literally like today it just came out that they were voted like one of the top like 2 or 3 companies to work for, like through a LinkedIn poll or something like that. So don't get me wrong, it's a great company, and who knows, I may one day end up back there, but just not in that role. Okay, so it's really just wasn't for me. A better opportunity for what I have been trying to do and wanted to do with my career has presented itself. So that's ultimately the reason I'll be moving on. But if you guys have any questions about the area manager role or anything like that, if you're considering taking the role or you're considering leaving, or just general thoughts and opinions on working at Amazon, feel free to leave them down below. I'm going to leave it at that, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for updates on the channel, because I am moving into a new position, which I think is an exciting one. So I'm excited to share that with you guys. And yeah, so if you guys have any questions, leave them down below. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn or Instagram. I'm trying to get around to answering a lot of questions through there as well. And that's going to be it for me, guys. I will see y'all in the next one. Peace out.